Hi everybody, it's Wednesday, August 20th, 2008. Thanks for stopping by. A few quick things I want to talk about. First of all, you will notice if you go to my videos and you go to the comments section on the videos where I talk about Israel, you'll see a lot of comments from people who argue for Israel. They argue a lot of times about historical events, which is fine as long as we get our history right. Unfortunately, a lot of times people do not have their history right. They say things that just aren't true. And, I understand. I mean, a lot of times people teach us things that are wrong, but we should be willing to research and find out the truth. And another thing that you'll notice if you dig deep enough into these comments is that many of these people who argue with me in defense of Israel also defend apartheid South Africa, or they defend racial inequity, or they defend racism. They say that certain types of people just aren't good enough. Certain types of people are not civilized enough. They're too violent, they're too savage, so whatever we do to them is okay. It's okay to be violent to violent people, is what they kind of are insinuating in many cases. And it's kind of funny sometimes when people will admit to me that they're racist, and they are quite proud of it, and then they accuse me of being a racist, which I think it's kind of funny, because if you're really a racist and you're really proud of it, then you should be complimenting me, not trying to denigrate me by calling me a racist. Otherwise, you're admitting that your own ideology is despicable or something not to be proud of. So anyway, if you are interested, check out some of the comments of some of the people who have argued with me about Israel, and check out some of the things that they're saying. Some of them are pretty extreme, not all of them. Some of them just believe that Israel is in the right, and that the Arabs or the Palestinians have done horrible things, and they don't really see themselves as racists, but others do. Others plainly see themselves as racists, and they defend number one, Israel; number two, South Africa, apartheid; number three, Northern Ireland; the American South. I mean, whenever you talk about racial inequity anywhere, they'll defend it, and they'll say it's right because only the white people are capable of ruling themselves, and we should rule the rest of the world because they're just a bunch of savages. I think that's, pretty telling that so many people argue with me about these things, and they, equate all these things together. So that's one thing. Another thing I'd like to talk about a little bit is the fact that since I have not been watching a lot of news lately, it almost seems like the election is not happening anymore. It's kind of dropping off the radar. I don't see a whole lot about it. Little blurbs here and there on the internet. But the blurbs are very uninteresting, not really worthy of my attention. And maybe that's why it just doesn't seem like there's an election going on, because there's no real debate. There's no disagreement on anything. There's just a bunch of, ridiculous stuff that doesn't matter, like personal attacks, meaningless, vague speeches, meaningless scandals. It's either McCain attacking Obama, or it's Obama saying something that I don't even remember. I mean, something kind of vaguely inspiring and generic. And I've heard a lot of people say that the reason why Obama is so popular is because he's so generic. You can take your beliefs and you can superimpose them upon him quite easily, because he doesn't have his own positions. He doesn't have his own specific policies. He just talks about nice things like change and hope and harmony and all that, which, you got to have that, I suppose, but, that's only a very small part of what he should be talking about. He should be talking about exactly what he's going to do and how it's going to be different from what's going on right now. And, the thing about Obama, okay, Obama was a Muslim, or he was born as a Muslim. His family was Muslim. He was registered in this school somewhere, I forget where, but he was registered as a Muslim. Okay. And when they told him, you were registered as a Muslim, your family's a Muslim, are you a Muslim? He says, no, absolutely not. Never was, never have been, never will be. And also, I believe in the redemptive power of the blood of Jesus Christ. And that's fine, And Ali Abumina was talking about this, and his point, which I totally agree with, is, that this is not about not liking Obama. This is about not liking Muslims because of their religion. Okay? Not just terrorists or militants, but Muslims of all types. And it's very disappointing that he would deny and work so hard at denying ever being a Muslim or being associated with Muslims. When this political football comes up, why couldn't he say, well, what's wrong with that? Maybe my family was a Muslim, I'm not really religious, but so what? Are we being, are we discriminating against Muslims now? But he didn't say that. Imagine, and this is what Ali Abumina said, he said, imagine if someone accused him of being Jewish because his family was Jewish, and he said, no, I've never been a Jew, I'm not a Jew, never will be, I don't know any Jews. What would that look like to people? Would that seem a little bit racist? I think it would. But the great invisible form of racism today is the racism against Arabs and Muslims. It's invisible because people can be racist and not know it. And they think that they just have an informed opinion about a group of people that's just totally bad. But you know what? No group of people is any one thing. And if you hate a group because of their religion or their race, it doesn't matter what group it is, you're still a bigot and you're a racist. And that's fine if that's what you want to be, but let's just get it straight. Let's realize what we're talking about here. Okay, so that's another thing. The election just doesn't seem like it's going on to me because, what's the point? There's nothing really being talked about. And, another thing about Obama is he supports taking a hard line against Russia in this whole Russia-Georgia deal. But what they don't tell you in the media is that Georgia attacked South Ossetia. And they killed a lot of people and drove a lot of people out of the country. And Russia responded. And Russia, you can argue that they did too much. Like they tried to help the ethnic Russians who were living in South Ossetia who want to be part of Russia. That's one thing they don't tell you. Okay, they want to be part of Russia. But then the Russian army didn't get out. They went on to Tbilisi. And they did a lot of things that, people don't approve of. Well, you can make that argument. I'm not a big fan of Russia. But, it's still true that, Georgia started this conflict with help from us. We helped them out and encouraged them, and they started the war. And now Obama wants to take a hard line and possibly attack Russia. So there's your peace candidate. He's going to attack Russia based on misinformation in the media because that's what people want to do. He's not going to tell people the truth. He's just going to go along with what they want. And that's it, So anyway, that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching.